Good morning. This is Tech for Senior. I'm Ron Brown, and this is July the 22nd. Thank you for coming and sharing your time with us. We do appreciate that. I woke up, Friday morning and turned on the TV. I saw long lineups in New Zealand. People were waiting for groceries. They couldn't fill their cars up. They switched over to Australia, same thing. Airports in Dubai closed. Heathrow, very few planes coming in. Chicago, same problem. The world had come to a grinding halt. I thought, oh my gosh. And then I had to learn all about CrowdShare. So we're gonna be doing a special on that at the end of the show today. We've changed a few things around. Bob's kind enough to do that for us. So we'll learn more about that. But that was just on the heels of a company called CDK, which of course you probably don't understand that, but if you wanted to buy a car, particularly in the United States, CDK Global makes the software that runs dealerships. And they got hacked about 3 weeks ago, and most of the dealerships in the United States were shut down for 2 weeks, at least about 60% of them. So if you wanted to buy a car, you couldn't do that. So that is a big problem. And then, of course, most of you have heard of Temu. Temu is, of course, causing a big stir and changing the way Amazon is going to be selling information on Prime days. So it's all changing. And then, of course, Netflix made so much money this past quarter that it said, what the heck? They're going to double the price if you want to have ad-free services on Netflix, it's going to cost you twice as much. All this technology all week, crazy stuff coming out. Huey, where might you find more information about this?
Tech for Senior Live, which is our Facebook page.
Exactly. We'll be talking all about that this Thursday on Tech for Senior Live, which of course is where we go over all the news of the week, but lots of really exciting stuff. As I mentioned earlier, I talked myself into buying a new phone last Thursday on the show, and there were some great deals. So I did buy the Pixel 8 Pro. For those of you who might be interested in a new phone, just let you know that the incredible deals for Google Pixels will be on till...
Secret Service now saying that they didn't put any agents on the roof because slight slope was too dangerous. U.S. officials received...
There we go. So anyway, so it'll be on till the 24th. So have a look at that. And today I just sent Huey a note. Samsung has offered now a huge deal on the Pixel Flip and the Pixel Fold. So they're watch for Samsung.
You got me almost talked into it. And I have one day left to decide.
These are screaming good deals, I'll tell you. They've never seen deals like this before. So crazy deals. So anyway, more as we receive our new technology. We'll be obviously talking a lot about that. I want to thank Deborah Shannon for her generous donation to Tech for Senior. As I mentioned before, we keep our donation page open, and thank you, Deborah, for your very generous donation. We have, of course, our the other thing was, on Leo Laporte this morning, I was listening to the show. Do you know why Southwest Airlines didn't go down? And I thought, well, that's interesting because all the other airlines went down. Why did Southwest Airlines not go down? Because they're using Windows 95 and Windows 3.1 to run their computers. I thought, you've got to be kidding. Bob, hopefully you're going to make some sense of this in your video today. This is crazy. Anyway, just to let you know, for our Premier edition today, Bill James is going to be talking on Mac and Windows. I'm going to be talking about how to install WhatsApp. My daughter, of course, and husband, of course, are here. And last night or yesterday, just before dinner, I did a WhatsApp message and she got it downstairs. I said, dinner's ready. And she responded and I said, oh, by the way, bring up some milk. And we did this all over WhatsApp. Doesn't matter whether they're in the house or whether she lives in Addis Ababa over in Ethiopia. WhatsApp is the way we communicate now. So that works out well. And then have you ever had USB sticks or USB-C or USB? Huey's going to explain it all. He did a very good video about a year ago called Demystifying USB and USB-C. All that today on our premiere version of our premiere version. All right, Huey, let me introduce everybody today. I'll take my spotlight off. How you doing?
Doing good. I've been playing with a bunch of stuff. I've got a new series I'm putting together, and I'm trying to come up with the intro for it. And one of the things I did was come up with a theme song, and I posted it on the Tech for Senior Facebook page, as well as my own and the Sarasota group's page. It's all about the WinSig.
All right. Excellent. Thanks, Huey. Bob, welcome back.
Thank you. Just unlike you, WhatsApp was never used over the weekend. I spent the weekend with my kids celebrating 2 of their birthdays, and we did all the talking face to face, which is always nice.
Bob, that's not technology.
What a concept. What a concept.
Amazing, right?
No, you got to talk through WhatsApp. All right. And then Ray, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Carol is off to California for several days, so I'm living at the Bachelor. So,
really?
Yeah.
The parties
I shaved this morning for the first time in 3 days.
Oh, well, we appreciate it. Thank you. We look forward to your segment today. And of course, Chris and Jim, how are you guys doing? Are you off on any adventures coming up, or what's happening with you guys?
Well, nothing immediate. We just signed up to go to Cuba, though, for a week of diving down there. And yeah, it's still in the planning stages, but we're going in September, the week of the 14th to the 21st. Right. That'll be exciting, and we may have no internet. That's something that's special down there.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy time.
We've had internet wherever we've gone throughout the world, Indonesia, in the middle of nowhere, and this will be interesting to see.
All right. Bob, are you ready to roll?
Always.
All right.
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending July 19th, 2024. AT&T confirms data breach affecting nearly all wireless customers. AT&T has confirmed that threat actors managed to access data belonging to nearly all of its wireless customers, as well as customers of mobile virtual network operators using AT&T's wireless network. While the data does not include customer names, there are often ways using publicly available online tools to find the name associated with a specific telephone number. AT&T is urging users to be on the lookout for phishing, smishing, and online fraud by only opening text messages from trusted senders. On top of that, customers can submit a request to get the phone numbers of their calls and texts in the illegally downloaded data. Read more at thehackernews.com. Apple, Anthropic, and other companies used YouTube videos to train AI. More than 170,000 YouTube videos are part of a massive data set that was used to train AI systems for some of the biggest technology companies, according to an investigation by Proof News and co-published with Wired. Apple, Anthropic, NVIDIA, and Salesforce are among the tech firms that used the YouTube subtitles data that was ripped from the video platform without permission. The training data set is a collection of subtitles taken from YouTube videos belonging to more than 48,000 channels. It does not include imagery from the videos. Read more at theverge.com. Disney's internal Slack was leaked by hackers mad about AI. The anonymous group calling itself ℙ𝕝𝕉𝕗 has claimed responsibility for the leak, alleging to have gained access to the company's Slack messaging data via the compromised computer of a Disney employee. Anything we could get our hands on, we downloaded and packaged up, the group said on X, claiming to have obtained 1.1 TB of files and chat messages from almost 10,000 corporate Disney Slack channels. Disney has since confirmed to the Wall Street Journal that it's investigating this matter. Read more at TheVerge.com. Microsoft questioned. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority has launched a Phase 1 antitrust inquiry into Microsoft's $650 million deal with Inflection AI, which also saw them hire most of their key staff. Concerned that it will affect fair competition, the inquiry comes just 4 months after Microsoft launched its new consumer AI division and hired the two Inflection co-founders to run it, who then proceeded to bring most of their core team with them. This move raised concerns with the CMA about a new merger and acquisition approach big tech companies are undertaking, which sees them strategically invest in startups and then hire their talent to avoid the regulatory scrutiny a traditional M&A deal would likely trigger. Whatever happened to corporate integrity? Read more at AIToolReport.com. Meta won't release its multimodal LLM AI model in the EU. Meta says it won't be launching its upcoming multimodal AI model capable of handling video, audio, images, and text in the European Union, citing regulatory concerns. The decision will prevent European companies from using the multimodal model despite it being released under the open license. We will release a multimodal LLM model over the coming months, but not in the EU, due to the unpredictable nature of the European regulatory environment, Meta spokesperson Kate McLaughlin said to The Verge. Meta's decision follows a similar move by Apple, which recently said it would likely exclude the EU from its Apple Intelligence rollout due to concerns surrounding the Digital Markets Act. Read more at TheVerge.com. Automated threats pose increasing risks to the travel industry. As the travel industry rebounds post-pandemic, it is increasingly targeted by automated threats, with the sector experiencing nearly 21% of all bot attacks requests last year. That's according to research from Imperva, a Thales company. In their 2024 Bad Bot report, Imperva finds that bad bots accounted for 44.5% of the industry's web traffic in 2023, a significant jump from 37.4% in 2022. The summer travel season and major European sporting events are expected to drive increased consumer demand for flights, accommodations, and other travel-related services. As a result, Imperva warns that the industry could see a surge in bot activity. These bots target the industry through unauthorized scraping, seat spinning, account takeover, and fraud. Read more at thehackernews.com. About 1 billion people hit by data breaches in the first half of 2024. According to research released Wednesday by the Identity Theft Resource Center, 1,571 breaches were reported during the 6-month period, impacting an estimated 1.07 billion victims. That total includes people affected by multiple breaches. ITRC, a nonprofit that helps victims of identity theft, said the numbers represent an increase in breaches of about 14% over the same period in 2023. That's notable considering that 2023 set a record for the number of data breaches reported in a single year, with 3,203. The number of people affected also increased significantly. boosted by updated victim counts from incidents reported earlier in the year, along with a handful of massive breaches, the group says. Read more at cnet.com. USPS shared customer postal addresses with Meta, LinkedIn, and Snap. TechCrunch found USPS was sharing customers' information by way of hidden data collecting code, also known as tracking pixels, used across its website. Tech and advertising companies create this kind of code to collect information about the user, such as which pages they visit, every time a web page containing the code loads in their customer's browser. It's not clear how many individuals had their information collected or for how long. Informed Delivery had more than 62 million users as of March 2024. Read more at TechCrunch.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Smartphones Unlocked. Secrets, safety tips, and must-know hacks. Discover the hidden secrets behind your smartphone in this engaging video. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know? I used to play piano by ear, but now I use my hands. I asked the librarian if the library had any books on paranoia. They're right behind you, she said. The first time I got a universal remote control, I thought to myself, this changes everything. Just thought you might want to know. The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them, thanks to Ida B. Wells Barnett. In seeking truths, you have to get both sides of the story, thanks to Walter Cronkite. I've always found the truth somewhere in the middle. And that's a wrap for this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. Now, Bob's going to play a short video on what Jim asked for last week. As you asked for it, Jim, here you are about to receive, but it may be a little more complicated than you think. So before you go about this, we'll see what Bob has to say.
I asked ChatGPT to write a batch file. Here's the prompt I supplied. Can you write a batch file that will enter a new podcast entry, period, space, thanks for listening, period. When I enter the keyboard shortcuts, Alt and P. Below is the reply I received. Creating a batch file that listens for keyboard shortcuts and performs actions like this is not straightforward using a standard batch scripting alone. Batch files are not designed to handle keyboard shortcuts in real time. You would typically need to use a more advanced scripting or programming language to achieve this functionality. One such language is AutoHotkey. AutoHotkey allows you to create custom scripts to automate various tasks, including defining keyboard shortcuts and simulating keyboard input. Here's how you can create an AutoHotkey script to accomplish your task. Download and install AutoHotkey from the official website, and the site is listed. Once installed, create a new text file with the extension .ahk. And as an example, the file should be podcast.ahk. Edit podcast.ahk using a text editor like Notepad, which is what I used, and add the following code. And you can see that code that it told me to insert into that text file. This code listens for the Alt key combined with the P key and sends the specified text when the shortcut is triggered. Save the script and run it by double-clicking the AHK file. You'll see an AutoHotkey icon in your system tray indicating that the script is active. And this is what it looks like. There's the auto hotkey icon indicating that it's running. Now, whenever you press Alt and P, the script will simulate typing a new podcast entry, "Thanks for listening," as if you had typed it manually. Remember that you can also customize the script to use different keyboard shortcuts or send different text as needed. I followed the instructions, and I'll now press the Alt and the P key and let you watch the results. So here goes, the Alt key and the P key. And that's it. Mission accomplished. Thank you, ChatGPT. I don't know how to program, but this made that little task very simple and gives me the encouragement to try some more of this. Stay safe, stay secure. I hope this helped. And thanks for watching and listening. The end of each of my videos usually has the same thing with thanks for listening and so on and so forth. Well, I assigned that to another key, Alt B. And Alt B, when I hit it in the text file, automatically generates the script for that last scene. I don't have to type it every time anymore, but you do have to do some changes to that script file for this automation to actually take place. And that, although for some people might be easy, for others is not that easy. There really is no way to say, okay, when I hit this key, have this happen, unless you first do something to make that happen. Once you've accomplished that task, from then on, it's just simply hitting the shortcut key and it does it for you automatically. I hope that helps.
Thanks, Bob. Maybe unshare yourself there.
Get the fucking camera.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thanks so much, Bob. Ray, you're going to tell us how to improve the quality or improve the sound on our PC. I did. I found out how to do that, Ray.
You did?
I bought a
Oh,
new
right.
I bought a new speaker.
That might be the answer. Let's see what I said.
Let's see what you say.
Okay, this morning we're going to talk about getting the best sound from your computer. In other words, what you can do when the volume is too low. So, more volume, please. Recently, I've noticed on occasion commentary in the chat indicating difficulty in hearing the music video I play each week. This has prompted me to provide today's presentation. Now, the ability for increased volume can be divided really down into two categories. One is the audio settings on your computer, and two, the type of speakers you are using. Now, the audio settings on your Windows computer. If you click on Settings, System, Sound, that brings you to the sound output section. Now, alternatively, you can right-click on the speaker icon to the left of the date and time in the notification area, and then click on Sound Settings to bring you to the same page. The volume slider shows your computer volume and allows it to be raised or lowered as needed. And the recommended volume default is 100%. Now, there are other sound settings as well as the ability to run the troubleshoot option if you think there are other issues that need to be corrected. So this is what the sound settings page will look like when you get to it. And you can see at the bottom of the image, it shows the volume. In this case, my computer was at 100% and which speakers it's using. So in addition to providing the sound volume level, the system sound window shows you the speaker system your computer is using if more than one is available. Now, the second area is the types of speakers you are using. So if you're using the speakers that came with your laptop, or say the built-in speakers in your external monitor, they both have one thing in common. The speakers themselves are typically very small, thus underpowered, as they need to fit in the limited area spaces on the laptop or monitor. These type speakers may provide adequate volume for conversations when using Zoom, for example, but typically they do not have the power to turn up the music to a louder, preferable volume. And this is particularly true when the YouTube video you want to listen to has been recorded at a low volume level to begin with. This was the case with the recent Jack Scott video I played. So options to consider when adding external computer speakers. The power. Now USB power is provided from plugging the unit into a USB port, and that's typically, if it's a USB-A, under 5 watts. USB 1.0 and 2.0 can deliver 2.5 watts, where USB 3.0, which most of us have now with more modern computers, comes in at 4.5 watts. Now, but the electrical outlet power, if you're plugging your external speakers into an electrical outlet, that can raise the wattage to 25 watts or higher. And of course, the number of speakers. Now, starting with 2 small speakers that fit nicely on your desktop is just fine. If you want to, though, you can add a subwoofer that fits under your desk. And then we have the sound bars for computers that are becoming very popular. For the most part, they're USB powered with a connection to the speaker jack on the computer, the smaller size, but with powerful results. Now here's the soundbar that I have on my Plex server. You can see this soundbar is less wide than the keyboard and can be positioned pretty much anywhere on the desktop. As I said, it uses USB for power and plugs into the computer speaker connector. And what's important for me is an on-off switch, so I can easily turn off speakers when necessary. Now, this model with 2 built-in speakers is currently available on Amazon for under $12. What a bargain. So I'm going to play something now. This is from copyright-free music from YouTube. So for the purposes of this demonstration, what I have brought up on the computer here is copyright-free music from YouTube. So there's no issue with copyright here as I play this for a brief period of time. And I'm going to start the playing now, and I'm going to bring up the volume, and you're going to hear how I can change it. So this is just a little movement on my hand of changing the volume. Turning it down now. So the point of that little experiment was just to show how much volume you can really increase using something like a soundbar that is such an improvement over any built-in speakers you might have. Now then there's the Logitech, the model is the Z313 speaker system. This is 2 speakers and a subwoofer. Now I've had these speakers attached to my main computer for several years now, and I never had any issues. The connected subwoofer, which fits nicely under the desk and is out of sight, really enhances the bass sound considerably. This model is available on Amazon new for just under $60, and they also have a renewed version for just under $37. Well, I couldn't resist Prime Day deals, so I purchased these speakers on Prime Day. They have the latest Bluetooth technology with the option for a wired connection. So by using Bluetooth, this allows almost unlimited options for the speaker placements in my office. Each unit contains a tweeter and a bass speakers, and there are several other features that offer improvements over my existing setup. Now, when you're using Bluetooth, it's important to turn on Swift Pair. So if you go to Settings, Bluetooth Devices, and you'll see the image I have on the screen there at the bottom, you'll see the words Show Notifications to Connect Using Swift Pair. And you want to turn that on. This will allow for simplified pairing of the Bluetooth peripherals with your PC. Now, after the first time pairing, when connection is lost due to a period of inactivity, simply tap to wake up Bluetooth device and it immediately makes the computer connection. Now, I want to tell you that this on switch for show notifications was actually off when I looked at my computer, this particular option for the first time. So you want to go and make sure that is turned on. So in conclusion, with apps like YouTube and Vimeo, it is easy to understand that for many of us, hearing our favorite tunes these days is often from our computer instead of other sources. To get the most enjoyment, this requires improving the sound system that came with your computer, and that is done by adding an improved speaker system. The good news is sound bars and external computer speakers are reasonably priced and worth the small investment to better hear the music you love. The end.
Thanks, Ray. Excellent. I know there might be some questions. I have some questions as well for you, but we'll deal with those in the Q&A, okay?
Terrific.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. All right, let's get on. AI computers. What about AI? Let's see what we have to talk about here. You're heading to Best Buy to buy a new computer. You've heard all about AI and you want to upgrade. You get to Best Buy and you see all these boxes with computers in saying Copilot plus PC. You then look around for your traditional Intel chips like an i3, an i5, or an i7. Nothing. They're all Snapdragon. Well, what the heck is Snapdragon? Now you're really confused. Well, not only are you confused, but Best Buy just trained 30,000 of its employees on how to launch the new Microsoft Copilot plus PC. In this video, I'm going to help you understand the new technology and make it real simple if you are looking to purchase a new PC with AI. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help seniors understand technology and help them make decisions on purchasing a new AI computer with Copilot and PC. Let's see what I have to say. And we'd sure appreciate that. Like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. At Tech for Senior, we all are volunteers and we work real hard at making these videos. Let's get on with the program. All right, let's just go over the terminology to make sure we're all on the same page. If we go back to the invention of computers, way back many years ago, we had, of course, a motherboard, a flat surface where we could put in chips, and we would put in various chips, and in the motherboard there are these electrical connections, and that all made a very basic computer. But as computers got faster, we realized that there's certain functions that all computers need to do. So why don't we just make a centralized processing unit, a CPU, and this will be the chip that will manage most of the functions on the motherboard. So yes, the idea of a central processing unit or CPU was hatched. And a number of companies such as Intel made the CPUs we are all got to know over the years. Now, Intel did a very unique thing and a smart marketing move. They labeled their chips i3, i5, and i7. Man, that's been, I don't know, 30 years they've had that branding. It can't be the same chips. Well, of course not. i3 is just a category, i5 is a category, and i7, this is all marketing. And within those categories, there's thousands and thousands of chips. Well, AMD is another company that made chips. It was always difficult to compare when you went to purchase a computer because you never knew how fast an AMD was compared to an i3, an i5, or an i7. So smart marketing, Intel. But we had a lot of chips to choose from, and that was called the Central Processing Unit, or CPU, which all computers had. So after we had computers for a few years, we wanted them to do a lot more. We developed HD monitors, even 4K monitors. So we wanted a lot of visual aspects of these computers. We wanted to look at them on screens and do pretty incredible things. Well, to take the computer language and convert it to a visual image on a monitor took a lot of horsepower and a lot of energy from the CPU. So we developed a second computer chip called a GPU, or graphical processing unit. This took the process away from the CPU to manage its own production of visual images. This allowed much faster computer power and allowed us to develop better graphics that we use in our computers today. That's called a GPU, or graphical processing unit. And you'll find those in most computers now. It's really pretty cheap computers that would have a GPU included in the CPU. Now let me tell you a little story. There was a man by the name of Jensen Huang. He's an American businessman. He actually was an electrical engineer, and in 1983, at the age of 30, founded a company called NVIDIA. Now, you've probably heard of NVIDIA, but if you haven't bought a computer for a while, then you may not have had an NVIDIA card in it. Well, a lot has changed since you bought your last old computer. In fact, NVIDIA is now become pretty much the standard for GPUs. They have a wide array of devices ranging from a few $100s to several $1,000s, which is added into your computer to provide the smarts and the horsepower to make it run really fast. So when you go to Best Buy, you will likely find an NVIDIA card in your PC. Now, probably heard lately that NVIDIA is now the second largest company in the world. It's capitalized now at over $3 trillion, and surpasses Microsoft, Facebook, and Google. So Mr. Wang is a very wealthy man because almost all computers made now contain the NVIDIA graphics card. So the story doesn't end yet. You've all heard about AI, and that may be the reason in which you're going to Best Buy to buy your new computer. When you get there this week, you will not find Intel, you will not find AMD, and you won't even find NVIDIA. So what am I talking about? Let's talk about AI. AI, of course, is a big topic, but one of the things that is going to happen is that we're going to be able to run AI on our own computer locally rather than in the cloud. And we'll be able to download LLMs, which are large language modules. These will download onto your machine, and you'll be able to run AI locally rather than in the cloud. But you guessed it, we need another type of CPU to offload the work. And we've come up with an NPU, which is now a neural processing unit. So we have a CPU, we have a GPU, and now we have a neural processing unit. This is so important now as we move forward with AI, because we will need this specific type of chip to run AI efficiently. Now, all the chip makers are working hard at producing this type of chip, but Microsoft has partnered with a company called Qualcomm. Yes, Qualcomm makes chips. They make a lot of chips for phones and mobile units, but they are a very large worldwide chip maker, and they make a chip called the Snapdragon. So now when you go to Best Buy and you're looking at all these new machines, which will be out on June the 22nd, they have the Snapdragon X Plus chip. Yes, and that's the CPU, that's the GPU, and that's the NPU, all in one chip called Snapdragon. And this is what you're going to be seeing in a large variety of machines at Best Buy. All right, let's go to Best Buy and look at some of these machines that you might encounter. These are AI machines offered at Best Buy. So in the first one we're going to look at, this is an Acer laptop. This is available for pre-order and will be available July 22nd. A lot of these machines you're going to be looking at are not available at the current time, but will be coming out in the next month. This is the Canadian site, so it's $14.99, so it's probably going to be on the US site for around $1,200. And this has the Snapdragon X Plus. So let's review exactly what the specifications are. I'm going to read this from the literature. Redefine your laptop experience with the Snapdragon X Plus with a 10-core CPU, a premium integrated GPU, and NPU with 45 TOPS, which is 45,000 trillion operations per second, for optimized performance with across CPU, GPU, and NPU workloads. Streamline your everyday tasks with the leading on-device AI engine. Remember, this is a CPU, GPU, and NPU that reaches up to 75 combined TOPS for AI processing. So the Snapdragon X Plus is a chip that combines what we've just talked about today, the CPU, the GPU, and the NPU. So you won't be seeing chips from Intel, NVIDIA, or AMD. In fact, all the PCs that you'll be looking at that are branded Copilot plus PC will have the Snapdragon X chip in it. But remember, this is just the first round of AI machines coming out. NVIDIA will be a major player in this with their own version of their AI hardware. So a lot more to come as we move forward in this very exciting time. Now, if we switch over to Dell's computer, this is off the Dell US site. It is in Canadian dollars. This is an XPS laptop. Again, this is branded as a Copilot plus PC, a Dell machine, and it is $17.99 Canadian. So we're probably looking at about $1,400 US. And this is offered with a Snapdragon X Elite XTE 80-100 with 12 cores. And you'll see this is offered, I think this is available now for purchase from Dell Computers. So we see these computers using the Snapdragon chip across different platforms when they're using Copilot plus PC. Remember, there's a whole new set of PCs coming out using different AI chips, which we'll be reporting on. Hopefully this has helped with some of the confusion in this initial introduction to AI PC. But one way to avoid confusion is to do something very simple, and that's hit that like and subscribe.
Smartphones. Most of us have one. But why exactly are they called smart? It's not just a fancy name. Picture this. You're navigating a new city, capturing stunning photos and managing your work emails, all from your phone. Intrigued? Keep watching to discover the secrets of these amazing devices. First up, why are they called smartphones? These aren't just smartphones. They're mini computers. Equipped with advanced processors, they can handle complex tasks and run sophisticated apps. Their operating systems like iOS and Android support millions of apps that make our lives easier, more productive, and more fun. From banking to gaming, they do it all. That's what makes them smart. But with great power comes great responsibilities. Basic considerations to keep them safe are crucial. Imagine losing all your data, contacts, photos, and important documents. Scary, right? Here's how to keep your phones secure. Use a strong password. A weak password is like leaving your front door wide open. Use a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. Enable biometric security. Features like fingerprint and facial recognition add an extra layer of protection. Avoid sketchy apps. Only download apps from trusted sources, like the App Store or Google Play Store. Next, let's talk about restarting your phone. How often should you do it? Regular reboots can clear out temporary files, refresh your device, and enhance performance. Think of it as giving your phone a good night's sleep. Aim to restart your phone at least once a week. Now on to other safety and security tips. Beware of public Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi is convenient, but it's also a hotspot for hackers. Always use a VPN and avoid logging into sensitive accounts on open networks. Keep your software up to date. You know, those updates you keep ignoring. Patch security flaws that could be exploited. Regularly update your apps and operating system. To update your phone, go to your settings. Look for the software update option and follow the instructions. This ensures your phone has the latest security enhancements. Enable remote wipe. In case your phone gets stolen, having remote wipe enabled allows you to erase all data from your device to protect your information. To enable this, go to your phone's settings, find the security or privacy section, and look for options like Find My Device on Android or Find My iPhone on iOS. Activate the remote wipe feature from there. Stay safe, stay secure, and remember, your phone is a treasure trove of personal information. Taking a few extra steps to secure it can protect your identity and data. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for reading, watching, and listening. Imagine waking up one morning to find your entire digital life in chaos. Your passwords useless. Your data potentially compromised. Your trust in cybersecurity shattered. This nightmare scenario became a shocking reality for countless users when CrowdStrike, a titan in the cybersecurity world, experienced a catastrophic failure that sent shockwaves throughout the digital realm. In a world where our lives are increasingly intertwined with technology, the implications of such a massive security breach are nothing short of terrifying. But what exactly happened? And how did this cybersecurity giant stumble so spectacularly? On that fateful day, CrowdStrike's update system went haywire, unleashing a torrent of chaos across its vast network of protected devices. The culprit? A seemingly innocuous software update that morphed into a digital monster, devouring security protocols and leaving millions of users vulnerable. This digital disaster wasn't the result of a nefarious hack or a cunning cybercriminal. No, this was an inside job, a spectacular own goal scored by the very company trusted to keep us safe. A simple coding error, a tiny oversight in the labyrinth of ones and zeros, cascaded into a full-blown crisis. The effects were immediate and far-reaching. Businesses ground to a halt. Personal data hung precariously in the balance. And panic spread faster than a viral cat video. CrowdStrike's reputation, built on years of steadfast protection, crumbled like a sandcastle in a tsunami. But in the face of this digital apocalypse, CrowdStrike didn't curl up in the fetal position and wait for the end. They sprang into action, mobilizing every resource at their disposal. A virtual army of coders and cybersecurity experts worked around the clock, fueled by caffeine and sheer determination to plug the gaping hole in their defenses. The fix, when it finally came, was a masterclass in digital triage. CrowdStrike rolled out a series of emergency patches, each one a carefully crafted antidote to the poison coursing through their systems. Slowly but surely, order was restored to the digital chaos. But the story doesn't end there. In the aftermath of this colossal blunder, CrowdStrike has embarked on a mission to fortify their defenses like never before. They implemented rigorous new testing protocols, created multiple layers of redundancy, and even established a rapid response team ready to spring into action at the first sign of trouble. So what can you, the intrepid digital explorer, do to protect yourself from such catastrophic failures in the future? First, don't put all your eggs in one cybersecurity basket. Diversify your defenses, like you're building the world's most paranoid investment portfolio. Keep your software updated, but maybe wait a day or two before installing that latest patch. Let someone else be the canary in the digital coal mine. Remember, in the wild west of the internet, you've got to be your own sheriff. Use strong, unique passwords for every account, and no adding a 1 at the end doesn't count as unique. Enable two-factor authentication wherever possible, and always back up your data. Treat your digital life like it's a priceless work of art, because to you, it is. In the end, the CrowdStrike debacle serves as a stark reminder that even the mightiest can fall. But it also shows us the resilience of the human spirit and really good coding in the face of adversity. So the next time you're tempted to blindly trust in the infallibility of technology, remember the great CrowdStrike calamity of 2024 and keep your digital wits about you. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for reading, watching, and listening.
Thanks. Thanks, Bob. Well, I'm glad I wasn't traveling last Friday or Saturday. That was
We were, but it was by car, and it didn't make any
that's
difference.
right. That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
right. All right, listen, we have to say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube. If you do have to take off, don't forget we have our premiere version coming at hour and about our Thursday show. I'm going to stop the recording now for our YouTube, and Ray, take it over.
Okay, thank you, sir. Katrina Young, an Olympic diver and singer. So with the 2024 Summer Olympics set to start this week, I wanted to focus on an athlete that has been able to combine success at the Olympic level while at the same time pursuing a career in music. That would be Katrina Young. Katrina was born in 1992 in Shoreline, Washington, with Olympic blood in her veins. As her grandmother, ℸ𝕉𝕁 was a 1948 Olympian in track and field for Canada. Now, Katrina graduated from Shorecrest High School in 2010 and went on to compete for Florida State from 2010 to 2015, graduating from this university with a music degree. Her diving career highlights are many, including at the world championship level. But today's focus is her being a two-time Olympian from the Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro in 2016 and from the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2020. Now, while Katrina competed in the USA 2024 Olympic diving trials, she did not qualify for this year's games. Young has stated that she draws inspiration from musical rhythms for her diving. Her musical tastes really vary, with favorite artists including Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus, Adele, and Christina Aguilera, as well as Kanye West, Eminem, and Anderson .Paak. With a little bit of video editing on my part, today's clip begins with Katrina's final dive at the 2024 Olympic trials and then goes into the official music video for her new song, Speak for Love. I was particularly impressed with the song's lyrics and truly hope she has a career as successful in music as she did in diving. And before I start this, I want to point out that the beginning of this video is her diving and the commentary, and you're going to hear that's kind of a low volume. And then we'll go right into her singing, and that is much louder. And that again just shows that YouTube's videos are never all recorded at the same level.
Well done, well done, Ray. That excellent, good choice, and amazing the talent in a young person like that, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
All around.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll move in now. Well, if you have to run and take off, don't forget we have our premiere version coming up. We have, of course, at ℙ𝕝 we'll be talking about, Bill's going to be talking about Mac and Windows similarity. I'm going to be talking about how to install WhatsApp on your phone. And of course, Huey's going to talk about demystifying all those USB ports on your computer. So coming up at ℙ𝕝. Don't forget that we have our Thursday show. Lots of news coming up this Thursday. We have a lot of fun on that. And if you would like to join us, we'd sure appreciate that. And that is on Thursday morning. We're going to open it up now for Q&A, and we have a big show today, lots of stuff on there. So if we have questions, just put your hand up and we'll answer them. And Ray, I have a question for you.
Okay.
And I got very interesting about speakers because I bought exactly what you recommended. It was about $14, a USB, a little sound bar, and it works perfectly. And yes, it's great. Now, but that wasn't my first. My first go around was I bought a Bluetooth speaker. It was on sale, and it was from a company called Monster. Well, Monster is a big company, and they make a lot, but it was an older speaker, but a good value. And I plugged it into it was a USB connection. No, well, it was USB powered, but it was Bluetooth. And the problem that I had, I think I told you about this, after an hour, the speaker shut off, right? Because it's got a battery in it, it's Bluetooth, and it was made to be a portable speaker. And it shut off, and there was no software because it was an older, I guess, speaker. It just shut off. It turned off after an hour. And I wonder, is that a problem with Bluetooth speakers? Do you have that problem with yours, or is there software in Bluetooth somewhere on your computer? Is there software that says, hey, this is a computer, we never want you to shut off? Because it would turn off after an hour no matter what I was doing. And if I was in the middle of a show, it would just turn off, and I had to turn the computer, the speaker off, and then, it shut off itself, and to turn it back on, I hit the button and it reconnected Bluetooth, and everything went fine, and it worked for another hour, but was shut off. And I don't know if this was because it was an older speaker, is this a common Bluetooth problem? But I wasn't very happy with my Bluetooth option for my PC. And when I got the cheaper soundbar like you recommended, it worked perfectly. It's just fine. So what do you have? Is this a problem with Bluetooth? Should we be concerned about using Bluetooth speakers for our PCs?
Okay, as I tried to point out in my presentation, let's remember Bluetooth speakers initially were created as portable speakers. That was their big claim to fame. You could take them anywhere, and they were working off small devices. So they were always working on battery power. So they have built in that if there's inactivity, and it could be 20 minutes, an hour, if there's no sound coming to it, they will automatically turn off to save power. Now, I don't know how you can correct that on the actual speaker itself, but I've been using what's called Swift Pair. Have you used that at all, Ron, on your computer?
No.
Okay,
No.
so Swift Pair, as I pointed out in the presentation, is in your Bluetooth settings, and that makes the pairing very easy. So once you've paired it once, and if due to inactivity it stops, all you have to do is tap the speaker once, and it immediately comes back. Everything is connected, and it starts to play. But that is inherent in Bluetooth speakers, that they're going to, due to inactivity, stop working because they're trying to save the battery.
Right.
Can I interject for a second? In the power settings, under your settings, go to power. You'll have something called screen sleep and hibernation timeouts. And you have turn my screen, my devices, and hibernation on off. And that, if you are plugged into a power source, it should be set to never. Okay? Your power settings is what controls devices to turn off to save battery. If you're plugged in, that should be set to never. You can set it to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, an hour. Default is set for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but
Bob,
it's only on the computer.
That's right. I did
That's
that.
The problem with is the Bluetooth speaker.
That's
stuff.
right. I did that, Bob. I changed all of them to never, and it didn't work. The Bluetooth speaker still turned off after an hour, period. And that I couldn't change it. And there was there was no software that came with the speaker, anything like that. And there was nothing I could do to change it, and it would always turn off after an hour. And that was really annoying. And so I guess be careful. I guess what I'm saying is be careful if you're planning to buy a speaker. I think Ray's suggestion of the small sound bar works much better, because I don't, it's plugged in all the time. It's for my PC. I don't ever want it to turn off, right?
Right. Now, the new ones that I bought, which I have not installed yet, they give me both options. So I'm going to try it with Bluetooth and see if Swift Pair really does correct that issue.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, all right.
And if it does, then I'm going to be able to position them anywhere.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I can do option 2 and plug them in like normal and not have that issue at all.
Okay. Murray, go ahead.
Oh, hi, everybody. Anyway, when you talked about the AI computers, one thing you didn't mention is that all of the new Apple devices that have M chips in them all have neural processing units. And of course, Apple is not really got it there. Well, it's hidden in a lot of the stuff, but their AI is called Apple Intelligence, not artificial intelligence. But that's where it's going to come on the Apple devices. And it looks like it's going to be extremely well integrated into the operating system.
Unless you're in Europe.
Yeah. Well, Murray, I guess and that's true, but and as I'm sure everyone remembers now, Apple now is making their own chips, and they have, of course, the M1, the M2, and the latest is the M3 chip. And Murray, you're saying the M3 chip has the NPU in the chip, so they're already processing it in the M3 chip.
Yeah, I think they have it in all the M chips. But they have the NPU in all of them. They foresaw what they were going to need and put it in with the new silicon chip that they're making. I don't know how it compares with the Dragonfly. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll see. Lots of new stuff. Oh, and the other thing I didn't mention in the video is that there is a contract with Snapdragon for 1 year. So the whole Copilot PC that Microsoft's releasing is the contract with 1 year. Now, after 1 year, then it's
I'm sure NVIDIA will have something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's right. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's going to change a lot. So we'll see what's going to happen. Thanks, Murray.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how all of these things turn out.
Absolutely. Mike, go ahead.
I remember when I did my PhD, I did a lot of work with neural networks, and of course, the computing power just wasn't there. Just incredible thing back.
Yeah.
My first computer stuff that I built myself, the speed was 1 million operations per second, not giga or tera.
Right. Right. Mike, go ahead.
Yes, I have the new Samsung AI laptop. I've had it for about 3 weeks now, and I'm very happy with it. I did have some initial problems getting a printer connected, but I have since overcome that, and I'm liking it very much.
What do you now? So this is a good point. So you have the Snapdragon chip in it, right?
Yes, I do.
And so tell us now, you obviously like it. You said you like it. Why do you like it? What is it? What is it that makes it better? Is it faster, or what have you noticed? Tell us a little more about that.
I came from a PC with a physical hard drive, and this has a 1 terabyte SSD. So it's much faster on loading. The fingerprint recognition and the Face ID on it works very quickly. Everything else I found very fast compared to what I've been used to in the past. And I've been at this for way too long.
Mike, is there any incompatibility? This was an issue that, because of course it's running through an emulator for a lot of the things that you're running. What have you found? Any problems?
I haven't found any incompatibility problems yet.
Okay. Well, good. Interesting. All right. And did you get it at Best Buy?
No, I bought it direct from Samsung.
Direct from Samsung. Okay. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know. Keep us updated, eh?
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, that's great. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask Ray if he put in that speaker model number that was with the Logitech Z313 or something like that combo. I got a phone call in the middle of that presentation, so I kind of missed writing the model number down. And what I want to do, and I wonder if it would work, is my partner girlfriend has trouble hearing her TV, and I was thinking of maybe having a Bluetooth speaker, something on order that Logitech in the back, by her where her lounge chair is, so she could hear it easier. I wonder if it would work for that. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's a good idea, Carl. Those Bluetooth speakers for televisions are quite different, though, than the Bluetooth for a computer. As I said, the Bluetooth for computers typically plug into a USB, where the ones for a television are going to plug into an electrical outlet. They're usually much bigger. They have maybe as many as 8 or 10 speakers built into them with, for the high notes and the low notes. So, but that'll definitely give an improved sound if they're just using the speakers that are built into the television.
So do you have any suggestion offhand for her application? Just do a search.
I mean, just go on Amazon and type in speakers for television, or the Bluetooth speaker for television, and you'll see a whole host of them with a variety of prices, starting from reasonable to quite expensive. So it depends on your pocketbook too.
Make sure your search includes the model number of the TV. That way you're sure to get something that actually will work on your TV.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it does have an external video, what do you call it, output for speakers too. But anyways, the next question I have is
Carl, just before you go on with that, let me just give you another tip, is just go on YouTube and type in what you want. You want a speaker for your television, and you want put your price in and put what you want. It's a common question asked, and I bet you there are hundreds of videos on YouTube that have done all the evaluations of speakers in 2024. Okay, it's all right there for you. Someone's done the work.
Yeah, good point. I just noticed on my bar on Zoom that I have a new icon. It says AI Companion. I've never seen that. Do you have that?
Yep.
So I clicked. You have it, Bob?
Yep.
Because I clicked on it, and it has summary, ask meeting questions, turn on all. I'm not sure.
You probably did an update. You probably did an update to Zoom, and you had an older version that didn't yet have the AI capabilities, and the version you're using now does.
So what does it do for me, Bob?
It gives you lots of AI features. The
'Cause I
best
clicked
way again would be to check and do a search for that version and ask specifically for the AI features included in that version of Zoom.
Is
And
one
that
of the
can-
three, and on the pull, it's a pull up menu rather than pull down, obviously. But there's three features: summary, ask meeting questions, and turn on all. Sounds intriguing. I'll explore it on my own.
If you look at our Facebook page, I on Friday always put in my upcoming information for Monday. That's a summary that's created because I happen to use Zoom when I do the creation of my security news roundup. So that summary that I post on Facebook, because I don't want to post the video, I just give you a short little recap. That recap comes directly from the AI feature in Zoom.
So AI Zoom creates the summary.
That's
for you?
correct. Based on my creating that video within Zoom, Zoom.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Very good.
All right. Let's move on quickly. We only got 3 minutes left. Huey, comment. Unmute yourself.
You're muted.
There goes a minute of those 3 minutes. I want to continue with what you were just talking about first, and that is the AI companion. If you click it and tell it to start doing it, I'm not sure whether you can do it, but either way, it saves it to the host in the sky in the account. And then if it's turned on, then Ron has a copy of it, which he can either use it or not. But I don't believe it's for our meetings, it gets used. But I want to talk about the Bluetooth. I have two TVs. One does not have Bluetooth at all. That's a TCL. It's an older one, a couple of years old. And then I have a Toshiba, and that does have Bluetooth. You need to find out what version of Bluetooth you have, because if it's a 4-point something, you're not going to get nearly as good a connection, and some of the speakers may not work. But mine is got to be in one of the 5.1 to 5.3. And so I bought an Anchor speaker that's battery operated, but it's a USB-C charge, and it does save several hours. And I have it on my little TV table in front of my chair, and I put it on because the speakers are getting muddled now, because the speakers in the TV are not very good, and they're pretty much blown now. So I use it a lot, and it works well.
Thank you.
It's an Anker, Anchor.
Okay, Drew King, short question.
Yes, well, short comment. I don't know the brand name, but I recently installed a soundbar for a couple that one person was hard of hearing and the other person was not. And this particular soundbar came with headphones so that one person could listen to the sound coming from the bar and the other person could adjust the volume on their headset. So you might want to look at that, and that way you can have two people with two different volumes.
That could save a marriage, Drew.
Very, very, very good.
Thanks, Drew. And Jim, do you have a short question? Jim Glass. Jim, going once, going twice.
We're at 11:20.
I know. All right. Listen, everyone, thanks for coming. We do appreciate it. And we will see you again next week or on Thursday for our Thursday show. We do appreciate your time and spending it with us. And thank you for all the presenters today. Thanks. You did a great job. And we look forward to another week. We'll see everyone next week. Same time, same place. Bye now.
Hi, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.